South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. We are here to talk about the weather for this week, the 11th through the 17th. I'm your host, Joseph Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for this week. Now, looking at the radar right now, we do have some showers and some downpours already going on just to the north of Saluda, also just to the west of Seneca, also just to the south and west of Laurinburg, North Carolina into South Carolina, and some flooding still going on pretty much throughout the PD low country region of South Carolina. Even though no rain might be falling, there are still flooded areas, flooded roadways, flooded areas, flooded rivers, creeks, streams. So we still do have a lot of flooding going on in some locations. But that's pretty much it in terms of the state of South Carolina as we move straight on to the U.S. The U.S. right now is looking like we do have some rain going on, obviously, through the southeastern coast. Even inside the northeast, we do have some rain up there, maybe some storms as well. Inside of the Great Lakes region, we do have a couple of showers up there. The Mississippi Valley going all the way up to the Ohio Valley, not much in terms of rain. The central United States, even the north central, the central, and the south central U.S. is also receiving some rain as well, mainly inside like the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma as well. Over here inside of the Four Corners region, we do have some flooding going on, and the West Coast is seeing some showers, maybe even some downpours through there. But that's pretty much it in terms of the entire United States for current conditions. In terms of cloud cover right now is showing clouds near the coastline and near Columbia. But other than that, that's it in terms of clouds. Maybe some low clouds as well, just to the north and west of Columbia. Here's our cloud cover total percentage for the next 18 or so hours as we push this forward. Cloud cover will indeed move to the into the upstate and into the Midlands of South Carolina. Those will move over to the PD region and kind of dissipate a little bit, and instead try to move to the east, dissipate, and cause some problems, maybe some cloud cover up there inside North Carolina. Here's our current temperature: 79 in Columbia, 82 in Charleston, 82 in Beaufort, 80 in Myrtle Beach, 79 in Bennettsville, Rock Hill, 82 in Greenville, 84 in Anderson, 79 in Winsboro, 80 in Sumter, 77 in Florence, and 82 in Augusta. In terms of low temperatures for tonight: 75 in Columbia, 78 in Charleston, 76 in Myrtle Beach, 70 in Rock Hill, 69 in Spartanburg, 70 in Greenville, 71 in Anderson, 74 in Aiken, 78 in Hilton Head Island, 75 Walterboro, 74 in Sumter and Florence. Here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours: around a quarter of an inch to a half an inch possible in Columbia, hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch possible in Charleston, 1 to 1.5 inches possible in Myrtle Beach, quarter of an inch to a half an inch possible for Cheraw and Dillon, quarter of an inch to a half an inch possible for Moncks Corner, and then a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible in Rock Hill, quarter of an inch possible in Spartanburg, tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible in Greenville, and a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch in Anderson and Lawrence. Here's our SPC outlook as we move through the next 3 days or so. As we move into today, or for tonight, the entire state still does have a chance to receive some thunderstorms as we move through tonight. As we move through tomorrow, we do have a TSTM as well. That just includes the entire state. And then as we move into day 3, which is Tuesday, we also have another threat for some thunderstorms as well. Here is our excessive rainfall outlook for tonight, or from 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning. We do have a slight risk of excessive rainfall that goes from Columbia down through Charleston, North Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Savannah, up to the PD region of South Carolina, and then a marginal risk that surrounds that goes all the way to Greenville. Then we do have a day 2 marginal risk of excessive rainfall that goes all the way from like Columbia through the PD region, through the entire low country of South Carolina. Another chance of minor flooding is possible again tomorrow. Same thing, minor flooding possible on Tuesday going through low country of South Carolina, PD region of South Carolina, even through the Midlands of South Carolina up through Rock Hill. Wednesday we will be pretty much free in terms of that flood threat. Same thing with Thursday as well. Here's our Atlantic tropical cyclones and disturbances, but we're going to skip on that right now, and we're going to go straight and talk about the future in terms of South Carolina, just the near-term future, not much. Just talking about the near-term future. Let's get this started up. And as you move into tonight, showers, thunderstorms will be pushing through the upstate of South Carolina, but they'll leave. But then we have another chance for some showers, thunderstorm to go through the PD region and the low country of South Carolina as we go through around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Showers and thunderstorms will be pushing through. And then as they push through, again, not really too much of a threat until we get to around 9 o'clock in the morning, where we can possibly see some more precipitation as we go through the 13th, which is Tuesday as well. And then maybe even some more showers going through 2 p.m. on Tuesday as well. So that's pretty much it in terms of the future. Let's talk about the tropics. Here's potential tropical cyclone 5. The disturbance is expected to become a tropical storm before reaching the Leeward Islands, where tropical storm watches are in effect. Tropical storm conditions could begin on Tuesday for portions of the area. Heavy rainfall may result in locally considerable flash flooding and mudslides in portions of the northern Leeward Islands Tuesday and Wednesday, and in Puerto Rico Wednesday through Thursday. Additional watches or warnings will likely be required for the British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico tonight or early Monday. And interest in these locations should monitor the progress. So right now, not really looking like much for South Carolina. You see the arrival time of winds. They're kind of, here they are right here. They're not really going to be much, like pretty much Leeward Islands, portions of Puerto Rico as well up to Bermuda. We're going to have to watch that, but right now, no threat for South Carolina. Things can obviously change, but right now, not looking like too much of a threat for South Carolina right now. So let's go and let's talk about just the model guidance for the future. And here's the southeastern United States right here. And we're going to just show the future real quick. So as we push this, actually we're not going to talk about the future. I'm actually going to talk about potential tropical cyclone 5 first, before we talk about that actually. But here is potential tropical cyclone 5. It's right now organizing more and more and more, and it's going to try to develop more into tropical storm Ernesto, and then Hurricane Ernesto as well. So right now, not a threat to South Carolina, but still something that especially some portions of the United States, maybe even the Northeast, might have to watch for as we move through the next couple of days or so as model guidance trends. I do have one thing to show with that. I'll show that in a little bit. Here is the map of it right here. You can see that it's expected to become a tropical storm as early as tomorrow afternoon, and it will become a hurricane around Wednesday afternoon. And right now it's maxed out at around a Category 2 hurricane. Right now it's 30-mile-per-hour winds with it. And as we move into the global hurricane model guidance, not really much right now. It's just going to curve up past Puerto Rico all the way up to Bermuda. That's what most models are saying. The GFS right now is showing pretty much most of them going up the same way, up towards Bermuda, through Puerto Rico as well. And then same thing with the GEPS as well, which has this thing going pretty much up and kind of heading out towards like Canada. So that's what most models are saying in terms of intensity guidance. Most has it around a category like 1 or 2-ish. But there is a couple that are saying a Category 3, a major hurricane, is possible, so we're going to have to watch out for that as we move through the next couple of days as well for some of the areas that are being impacted by this. So that's that in terms of tropical depression 5, tropical cyclone, potential tropical cyclone 5. That's all the model guidance that I have in terms of that. Let's talk about the future. So here's southeast. We're going to look at the GFS first. The GFS has pretty much showers, thunderstorms still kicking off at around August the 15th-ish. Let me put this over here. At around August the 15th-ish. Still showers, thunderstorms are still possible. And then as we move through the 15th, may see a bit of a dry period. Same thing with the 16th and the 17th. Maybe, the 17th, not really the 17th. But as we go to the 18th, maybe. And there goes Hurricane Ernesto right there just to our east. Probably bringing us rip currents. and then just that shower and thunderstorm activity. Then a little bit of a break in between, like I'd say around like August the 20th through pretty much just August the 20th actually, and then August the 22nd, the 23rd, bringing us some more conditions. And look at this, we have another area we have to watch down here just to the west of Florence on around August the 27th, and we're going to be watching for that as it's going to move off the coast of Florida, and it's going to try and curve towards like the Florida, Alabama, Georgia coastline, I should say. So we're going to wait on that. Bit too far out to talk about. We're way too far out to talk about, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit while longer until we can talk about that. But we're worrying about Ernesto now for the areas that will be impacted for it. And then in terms of the the European, I should say, European right now has Ernesto going just to the east of us again, and the icon, the 12Z, has it going out again just to our east, becoming a major hurricane, maybe a like category 3, maybe even category 4 status hurricane as it moves out to the east. So that's pretty much everything in terms of the hurricane guidance. Let's go and let's talk about the future in terms of just this week. We're going to talk about this week real quick. And as we move into the eastern U.S., we're going to move to precipitation. Not precipitation. We're going to move to temperatures first. So here are temperatures right here. We're actually going to be above average in terms of temperatures this week. Mainly inside of the upstate of South Carolina. Western portions of South Carolina will really be above average. But in terms of low country PD regions as well, Midlands also receiving above average temperatures this week. And in terms of precipitation, actually we'll see some, it really determines where you are. If you're in like northern portions of South Carolina, Rock Hill, Columbia, Sumter, Florence, over there just to the east of the Greenville, Spartanburg region as well, you have the potential to see some above average rainfall. But if you're in like the low country of South Carolina, probably below average precipitation. If you're in places like Myrtle Beach, Conway, Loris, up through Georgetown, through Orangeburg, all the way up towards like Anderson and Greenwood, South Carolina, you're probably going to see around average precipitation. So the average amount, you're not below average, you're not above average, but just on the average mark. So that's everything in terms for this week. You also have models as well that can show us the kind of like the trough or the atmosphere pattern. As we move through, here it is right here, height anomaly. As we move through pretty much the next couple of days, remember the blue is the kind of like the below average temperature / unsettled weather, and then the reds or the oranges are the more above average temperatures and calmer type weather. Also, you can see this with Ernesto as well. You can see this trough over here that's kind of over the U.S. right now. That could try and pull Ernesto west. Now, where west? Probably, if I was to guess, somewhere inside of the, maybe the Canadian regions over towards Maine, maybe. But that's just a theory. I mean, it's likely that it will pull it west. You can even see, it's attracted to this one trough right here. That trough actually saved us a lot, because if that trough was not there, we would probably be receiving a hurricane if this was not there. And imagine if it was just this one as well that's trying to yank it west. You can kind of see it as you move it through. You can see that it kind of moves to the west a little bit. You can see like a little westerly shift, but it instead kind of goes into some more stable air and will probably start to die out. And then this trough over here will really start to bring some unsettled weather up there to Maine, and then we will be just back to our normal type weather, maybe some unsettled weather through like August the 26th as well, and the threat for a tropical development down there at around August the 27th, 28th-ish. But that's pretty much it in terms of this week. We talked about everything for the week. Now let's talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So here it is right here. The audience down here. Mr. Anthony said, "Good evening, JP. Good evening." My name says, "Hello, Jay. Thanks for fixing my phone for me today after church. You are really a great kid, Jay. Thank you so much. And no problem for your phone. Do you see any ads on it now? Or I forgot to ask you that, but do you see any ads on that? Because you probably have had it on for a while now. Another delay and more rain. I sure hope the rain slacks off. Yes, right now, it looks like that this weekend we'll probably see some slack and some rain this weekend, because I think a high pressure is building up, at least for the Charleston region. National Weather Service, the Charleston region. Probably we'll start to see a high pressure buildup. I'm not sure for the other regions. Probably will be the same for the other regions, but I mean, for Charleston weather for sure, the rain will probably be slacking off this weekend. So that's everything in terms of the chat. Let's talk about San Antonio and Raleigh, and then we will be out of here for today or for tonight. So here is San Antonio right here. As we move through tonight, not really anything, but as we go into tomorrow, nothing for tomorrow evening, and nothing for pretty much nothing for the next 48 hours. You're good in terms of rain. In terms of temperatures, as we move through the low temperatures for tonight, let's wait for this thing right here to load up. In terms of low temperatures for tonight, low temperatures seems to be around like 75-ish. And as you go into tomorrow, high temperatures around 99. Low temperatures tomorrow at around 76-ish. And around 95 as you go into your Tuesday. In terms of over here near Raleigh, North Carolina. Move this over here. Low temperatures for tonight, it seems to be around 76, 75, 74. High temperatures tomorrow around 82. Low temperatures tomorrow seem to be around 71. And then high temperatures seems to be going to around the mid 80s or so going into Raleigh. In terms of precipitation for Raleigh, let me push this backwards a little bit. And then in terms of precipitation, as you move through tomorrow, maybe a chance for some showers, some thunderstorms tomorrow morning. As you go into the afternoon hours, not really much. And then as you go through just the next day or so, you may have to watch out for some rain going into your Tuesday evening. Your Tuesday afternoon / evening hours, you may have to watch out for some showers and downpours there. But that's it in terms of both of y'all. Let's go to severe weather. So here is, let me get this up. In terms of precipitation for both of y'all, Raleigh does not have a threat. Same thing with San Antonio. In terms of tomorrow, nothing for tomorrow, nothing for Tuesday, nothing for Wednesday, nothing for Thursday either. So you're good in terms of excessive rainfall. And if you're good in terms of excessive rainfall, you're most likely fine in terms of rain, or I should say severe weather as well. But yeah, not really a threat in terms of severe weather for both of y'all. So that's all that I have in terms of today. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure that you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I think we're still at 192, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we are. So we've been at 192 for like the past couple of days now. So make sure that you guys are sharing this. I learned this strategy a while ago. I was going to mention Bitcoin, but I'm not going to do that right now. But there was like a strategy that some Bitcoin people use that like they share it to 2 people, and then those 2 people share it to 2 people. That's just a strategy, something that you could think about. Like 2 people that have not subscribed yet, send it to them, and then ask them to send it to 2 people, and then ask them to send it to 2 people, and then ask them to send it to 2 people. So you can do that over and over again, and it will accumulate. So like 2 times 2, if you do it 10 times, right there, that's a good 20 subscribers right there. So over and over and over again. So well, actually that'd be 2 times. That'd be 2 to the 10th power. What would 2 to the 10th power be? Hold on 1 second. I think 2 to the 10th power. 2 to the 10th power. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to look at that later. I'm not. That'll probably take too long. But 2 to the 10th power, that's how much it would be. My keyboard just dropped. That'd be a bit too, that would be a lot of people. But that's all I have in terms of tonight. Hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your Sunday. And I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update. So